Crap.
Hey, we got more birds dying, I hear.
Really?
Yeah, and where was it? Louisiana now? Got more
Down
birds.
south?
Got more birds dying.
I've been reading a lot about this, and I've been reading a lot of comments after the stories, and boy, a lot of people bringing up that harp thing in Alaska. They got that harp array that Jesse the Body was talking about on his first season of Conspiracy Theory, his show. And so everybody's saying that's what it is.
It's not.
It's harp.
Maybe they're doing some harp shit, but birds aren't dying because of that. The ones in Louisiana, they're saying, all right, enough already. They flew into power lines. Stop.
Yeah.
This happens, and that's what happened down here. They lost 500 birds in Louisiana. And the ones in Arkansas, the more research you do on this, they say you look up, there's so many goddamn birds in the sky that that the sky looks black.
Like craziness, birds. Like birds where, you don't
We've
even
never
see the
seen
sky.
that many birds around here.
Yeah.
So if fireworks or some lightning happens, you're gonna fucking scare some birds. Maybe they crashed into each other. They don't have room to maneuver.
That's what it is. Maybe
they got startled and fucking did headers into each other.
Yeah, you know how birds are.
Angry birds.
Maybe they flew into some wooden or ice blocks.
Maybe there's doing a little deconstruction.
And there's a couple of piggies in there.
With hard hats.
With hard hats on.
Were pigs with hard hats found at the scene? Running away?
The pigs that sound like Uncle Paul. Yeah.
Hey, you want to get Troy in here? Because Troy has questions.
Does he have any? Has he commented on this? Has he done research on this now?
Well, I don't know. We told him.
Well, this story is a week old, about almost. He should have done a little research, right?
Well, I think Troy gets mad at us because he has questions and we don't take him seriously.
He's sauntering in.
And all we say is do your research.
Ah, yes.
Hi, Troy. How are you, sir?
Hi, Troy.
What's going on? Drop your water
today.
Troy put his water down right by his headphones and just knocked it over and it made me laugh.
Something happened here.
Carlos.
Give him a drink. Something happened here.
Where's your wife? You think I bring her around like you conspiracy nuts get involved with her?
I saw that last night again. I just am laughing my balls off a raging bull.
Let you bums get involved with her?
In a cage. Have to rage.
It's the fucking greatest.
Horrid.
Troy looks defeated already. You can't be defeated.
No,
you got to hang in there because you have questions. You're representing a part of this audience that listens to this show. There's other people out there that have questions.
Dude, I'm jumping off, man. I'm just whatever the mainstream media is telling me. That's what I'm going to believe from here on out.
Attaboy. What are you doing to yourself?
No, he sounds sarcastic.
You got questions, and there's another 500 blackbirds dead in Louisiana.
Dude, it's so much easier to sleep at night if you just believe what you're told. You know?
Ignorance
we
is
are not
bliss.
saying you should believe what you're told, but all we're saying to you, if you have all these questions, you got to do a little more research.
Well, it's just when you question anything and you believe anything other than what you're being told, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, man.
So it's just like, why? Just go with the flow. You know what I mean? Like when they're telling you to get in the cattle car because you're being shipped off. Just get in and go. You know what I mean? Because whatever they tell you is the truth.
It's a Quan-spiracy.
Nice.
So just get in the cattle car?
No, that's no conspiracy. That's go with the flow.
That's what you're saying.
Let's do whatever you're told.
It's better to do that than question things.
Yeah, of course. It's just a lot easier.
We need people like you, though, Troy, to question things.
Why? Why do it?
Sorry to interrupt you guys on Morning Joe, MSNBC.
They're saying the next Susan Boyle?
No.
Wow.
Why is this?
Because, ugly people are not supposed to be talented. Remember?
Yeah.
Jimmy made that point perfectly clear on this show.
It's true.
If you're ugly...
My parents made it to me when I was small.
If you're ugly, society has already decided that you have no fucking value.
Yeah.
Right? Fucking assholes.
The funny thing is, nobody cares that this guy shits his pants. Oh, my God. Right. He could sell Tide.
Right.
He sounds like a radio guy.
It's amazing.
If you're an ugly fucking pig, society has decided you have no worth. You're worthless.
Zero value.
Fucking mainstream media sucks at
Let
dick.
people step over you.
I'm happy for this guy. But the funny thing is, we're interested in him because he sounds like a good radio guy.
Right.
We're just a silly country.
And you know all these stories never end happily. There's going to be some horrible thing in his past that they have to awkwardly bring up in another day or two.
He molested a child and threw him into a meat grinder.
Right, they've been looking for him for 5 years. Who wants to bet that this ends horribly?
There's got some baggage.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's got some skeletons.
I'm going on record right now. None of these stories ever end up happily. They always have to dig until they fucking kill you. And that's what they'll do with this homeless Ted Williams guy.
They'll prop him up on a little pedestal for a while.
Right.
And be like, he'll do the talk show circuit and be on Fox and Friends.
He'll end up on Letterman by tomorrow.
And then they'll dig something up like, he has an arrest record for touching children.
Sure.
Oh, boy.
Sure.
And that's probably why he doesn't have a job in radio.
But back to Troy Quan, because he has questions.
Yeah, have you heard any more about the birds?
Why are you giving up? Because a few fans are beating you out?
No, it's fun. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's just a lot easier to go with the flow.
He's not giving up.
Don't give up.
He's not giving up.
But it's so much easier, though. You know what I mean?
We're
he's
pushing
not capable of giving up. He could say he's going to give up.
We like that you have questions, but we don't like that you have no substance behind the fact you have questions.
Here's the honest-to-God truth. With conspiracy theories, I can only take so much of it. Because then it becomes too much, because there's so many people that devote their lives to this, and you just become so involved with it, and I can't do it. Honestly, I can't do it. In order to wake up in the morning and be excited about life and excited about what I have going on, I can't do it.
But what is a conspiracy theory?
It's a Quan-spiracy.
Like,
no echo. I love that.
Jesus, Danny.
I love that Danny just repeated himself. That's so bad.
It's more fun that way.
It certainly is.
I have a question for Troy.
Love that.
What's a Quan-spiracy theory that even you find ridiculous? Like, is there one that you even look at and go, who the fuck believes that shit?
As far as like drinking water and poisoning us through drinking water, I mean,
like the fluoride.
See, that one I believe.
Or we for a we.
No,
what are we talking?
Yeah, as far as fluoride and what they're putting in your drinking water. I mean, but then again, man, I don't know. I don't do tests on it. You know, there are people that say that the drinking water's fine, and there are people that say, look, this is what's in it. This is what this is doing to you.
So hang on, you're buying into the drinking water thing too, then?
No, I'm just saying it's hard to believe that.
He's got questions.
I like Troy. He's a lazy conspiracy theorist.
He really is.
He doesn't read anything.
But that's what they all are. But that is a conspiracy theorist.
But I'm not in here claiming to be a conspiracy
theorist. That's why we
theorist.
want you to be better than the average conspiracy guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not claiming to do that. I've told you that I've watched.
That have questions.
I've watched some of Alex Jones' movies. And they're cool. I mean, they're fascinating.
Did you hear him on our show yesterday?
I watched some of Steven Spielberg's movies. They're fascinating too.
Okay, and that's fine. And when he does a documentary, you could go, oh, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah, but a documentary is still biased. A documentary is just presenting the facts the way that the documentary maker wants you to see those facts.
Fahrenheit 9/11 was biased. Even
so you could say that about anything.
I love King of Kong. I'm not gonna. It's extremely skewed, one-sided. I mean, that's obvious. But you know what? It's entertaining.
Right.
A documentary is still entertainment.
Well, I'm not in here trying to sell you on what he's saying. I'm just saying I find this interesting.
Yeah, but don't tell me to watch an Alex Jones documentary.
Did I tell you that?
You didn't watch this yet.
Did I tell you to watch it?
Blown away. But
when did I tell you to watch it?
You're bringing it up. You saying, well, you got to see this.
I said I found it. When did I say that?
Confrontational.
Why are you?
I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, and I'm answering it.
This is a fight now. What is this?
It's rules.
I just tried to be like, I wanted to have a back and forth.
And we are.
Yeah. I don't know. You're being very aggressive.
Am I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, am I? You sure?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Yeah. That was. Am I?
Well, I'm asking because I didn't tell you to watch shit.
But you brought up his documentary.
I said I found it interesting.
All right. But I'm saying that not just because it's a documentary doesn't make it fact.
Did I say that?
You were implying.
I said I found it fascinating.
You implied it.
When did I say? How do you imply when I say I found it fascinating?
Because you brought it up.
Awkward.
It's not awkward.
It's not awkward.
Not at all.
They're asking me to come in and talk about it. Am I running in here to talk about how great Alex Jones is?
Dude, why are you being like this now? We're just talking about this.
I'm just talking.
Wow.
I don't think Troy likes the drop. Maybe we should.
I love the drop. Play it again.
Oh, shit.
It's a Quan-spiracy.
By the way, Troy, if Travis comes in here, are you wearing a cup?
I think so. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Just making sure.
Yeah. I want to thank Travis for that.
Here's the problem with conspiracy. Jesse Ventura is not lazy. Like, he's not a lazy conspiracy
Yes,
guy.
I am.
And neither is Alex Jones. But those guys are agenda obsessed. Like, they're obsessed with the conspiracy being a conspiracy, otherwise their identity cease.
I'm running out of conspiracies.
And Alex Jones is lazy. He's useless until noon every day.
Well,
you heard him on the show yesterday?
That was hysterical.
He didn't even know he was on the radio.
Yeah.
And then hung up and said, I need 5 minutes, and never called us back, by the way.
But just imagine how intense that guy's life is. I mean, to constantly be sleeping, and breathing conspiracy theories.
I don't think you believe that.
Let me tell you what I think about Alex Jones. Ant basically said it. I think he believes only half of the shit he says on his show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And without the passion that he puts across on the air.
Art Bell.
Yeah.
He believes a bunch of it, sure, but then he knows what his audience wants, and he goes all in.
I would love...
If you got him at a bar and said, look, between me and you, he would say, yeah, half that shit I don't really believe.
I would love to see somebody take something that he said and prove him wrong. I really would.
No, I would like to see him prove what he says right.
Exactly.
It's all speculation based on some theory. That's why it's theories. When the other side presents facts, the conspiracy side presents theories, and people pick up on it because they always say that the government or this overseeing body entity is the one that's blocking the information from really getting out there. So they got to dig and dig. But they never come up with any solid evidence. 9/11 is the prime example. That is the prime example of conspiracy people gone nuts, because there's absolute evidence of everything that they say is a conspiracy, yet they refute it all with just speculation.
And in true conspiracy theorist fashion, the minute they are presented with facts or logic or physics,
they don't hear it.
They just get angry and start yelling.
And they change the subject and go they try to make it like they're going deeper behind what you said. Meanwhile, they just shoved off what you said.
And it's funny because I saw a documentary about like why conspiracy theorists feel the need to get you on their side also.
Yeah.
And it all boils down to like they need this passion in their life for something.
Yeah, for anything.
And so they go and they attach themselves to these situations because they feel something for it. Even though it's not genuine, they could suck onto that feeling for a little bit and make them feel full of that
part of something,
that movement that's important.
Yeah.
They're married to the idea of the conspiracy being a conspiracy. They're not looking to find the facts.
No.
The conspiracy is, and I know that because when we had 9/11 people on, I remember the Pentagon. I had certain questions about it. I'm like, they actually raised some good points. But then I took it a step further, and I talked to people, and I read stuff, and I after like weighing everything, I just believed it actually did hit the Pentagon. And after the conspiracy theorists themselves, by their babyish way of arguing, and they're ignoring certain facts, they convinced me that it exactly was the way the government said it was. And what we all knew it was. It was a plane that hit the Pentagon. Because when certain facts were presented, they were like, I didn't want to go
Why didn't they find any parts of an airplane?
But they did.
And they did.
They
absolutely
did.
But
where is it documented, though? Where are the pictures?
Everywhere.
Go ahead.
Bring a photo. Conspiracies.
And don't show me the piece of aluminum siding to a plane sitting in the yard as concrete evidence.
I'll show you the damage. Like, I could show you a computer animation of exactly the damage that occurred, and then side-by-side shots of the actual real damage that happened.
How about a landing gear? How about parts of the fuselage? And what's wrong with parts of the fuselage being spread out over the site, and parts of the landing gear that match up exactly?
And there are things that are fascinating with the Twin Towers. Supposedly, they found one of the hijackers' passports.
Yeah.
So how is a passport, which is paper, go through an explosion? There was an explosion. The plane crashes in. And somehow, the passport's probably in the guy's bag. How does a passport go through the bag, through the plane, through the explosion, and end out on the street?
It's a Quan-spiracy.
It got blown out. And Troy, that's such a... The thing is, that's such an odd thing to find. That there's such an easier way to plant evidence than we found a passport that blew out of a plane. Like, that is somebody obviously found it. It was one of those things that just, when the explosion, I have paper from the Trade Center. I actually have something from the 104th floor in my apartment
it blew
paper blew out of the thing, and it happens. It's an odd thing to happen.
And that's fine. But for me personally, I find it hard to believe.
You find that hard to believe even though there's other evidence that Mohammed Atta was on that fucking plane.